What's up, Wolfpack fam? It's your boy Kid back at it again. Hope you're doing well. So we're diving into a brand spanking new series. We're diving into episode 1 and see how it goes, called Dad's Army. Just want to give a massive shout out to the community who be suggesting things on a regular. This was a highly requested series for us to try out. And that is what we're going to be doing today. We'll just see how it goes, because I'll be 100% honest. Like when I watch Goodnight Sweetheart, wartime or any of that stuff, it's not my strong suit. I'm very stupid when it comes to that stuff. And, I'm hoping this will hopefully spark more interest to learn more, because it is a weakness of mine. I'm not the strongest in that. So completely nervous, not to sound stupid, but yeah, a little nervous, to dive into it, but we're gonna give it a go. That's all I can really hope to do. Hopefully it'll make me laugh. Some of you guys have probably seen this show thousands and thousands of times, but yeah, this is going to be our first time. So we're anxious, a little worried, but I'm excited at the same time. So enough of the cheesy thing, but I want to say thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching, liking. You find yourself enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as it is free to do. Shout out to the Patreons as well. Let's get it. Snacks not included. Let's get it. Episode 1, baby.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, one of Warmington-on-Sea's most distinguished citizens, a man of many parts, banker, soldier, magistrate, alderman, and secretary of the Rotary Club. A good fellow all round. Ladies and gentlemen, Alderman George Mannering.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Town Clerk, ladies and gentlemen. When I was first invited to be a guest of honor tonight at the launching of Warmington-on-Sea's I'm Backing Britain campaign, I accepted without hesitation. After all, I have always backed Britain. I got into the habit of it in 1940. But then we all backed Britain. It was the darkest hour in our history. The odds were absurdly against us, but young and old, we stood there, defiant, determined to survive, to recover, and finally, to win. The news was desperate, but our spirits were always high.
Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think we're on the run? We are the boys who will stop your Mr. Brown goes off to town on the A21, but he comes home each evening and he's ready with his gun. So who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think old England's done?
The massive Nazi war machine is pushing its way across Europe, laying waste neutral countries with a savagery unmatched in history. When Hitler comes up against British troops, it's a different story. They fight him every inch of the way, giving as good as they get. It's a tough. But is Tommy Atkins downhearted? We'll say he's not. Why should he be with a leader like this? To make Tommy's task more difficult, a new menace has been added to an already brutal struggle. Hordes of parachutists descend from the skies, trained to sabotage lines of communication. And who knows, even our own shores may not long be spared this, the latest of Hitler's tricks. We all have our part to play, and every effort is being made to confuse the enemy.
Nice. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Every day our defenses are strengthened. And if they do come, let's give them a sharp welcome.
Oh, Swallow Bank.
Ah, going home, are they?
Sir?
Ah, well done, Pike. Oh, by Jove, these things are heavy.
Oh, that's the sand being wet, sir. If you waited for the tide to go out, it'd have been twice as easy.
Well, never mind, Pike. They'll keep out the German bullets, that's the point. Don't take so long over the next one.
Well, that's not my fault, sir. I spent 10 minutes picking the shrimps out of that lot.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Wilson. On there, please. Right.
There we are. Well, that's a reasonable field of fire, I suppose. It covers most of the high street.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think we can quite happily say that Jerry's parachutist will be as dead as mutton from Steddon Simpson's to Timothy White's. You get a clear run down to the pier pavilion if that blasted woman to get out of the telephone box.
Well, that'll be Mrs. Hoskins calling her sister in Thetford. She'll only be 3 minutes, sir.
Well, let's hope that Hitler stays his hand till Mrs. Hoskins gets the pitch.
Let's hope he waits until we get a machine gun.
It's the last one, sir.
What do you mean, the last one? They're nowhere near high enough.
Oh, well, there's no more sand, sir.
No more sand? Nonsense, there's a beach full of it down there.
Oh, well, the tide's in. The war's up to here. But right over my mum's Wellington's getting that last one. She'll not go on about it.
Pike, the dampness of your mum's Wellingtons is of very little consequence when the whole of Europe is writhing under the Nazi heel.
No, my mum won't see it like that, will she?
Well, sir, I suppose we could get some more sand at low tide.
Time is not on our side, Wilson.
Ah.
We must improvise. Tell me, how much copper have we got?
Copper?
Yes, copper, pennies.
Well, I suppose about 10 5-pound bags.
Go get 'em, Pike. Lay 'em out along here.
I don't think we ought to do that, you know, sir.
Why not?
Well, it'll cause a penny shortage in the town.
Well?
Well, it'll be very inconvenient, sir.
Very well, they don't they know there's a war on?
I don't think head office is going to like this at all,
Oh,
sir.
Wilson, this is no time for red tape. At any moment, hordes of German parachutists may drop on us from the skies. Well, they'll be using all sorts of disguises, you know. A whole platoon of them could come dressed as nuns, set up their headquarters in that church across the road, and you'd never notice.
Well, I think I would, sir. You see, that happens to be the Methodist chapel.
2 bags, sir.
Ah, well done, Pike. Well done.
The cashier says, will you sign for him as though you're putting him in the vault, or shall we open an account in your name and give you an overdraft?
I'll talk to him later. See who that is, Wilson?
Yes, of course.
Sad not to be disturbed.
Yes.
Now, here, Pike. Take this paper, lick it, and stick it in crosses on the windows.
It's an army dispatch rider from GHQ Eastern Command, sir, and he's got a packet.
Oh, poor devil. What was it, a sniper?
For you, sir.
Oh, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Whipped them to the post, did I? A few weeks ago, I sent a letter to GHQ asking for instructions in case of an invasion. I told them that I held a commission and that I'd served in the last conflict.
Somewhere in the Orkneys, wasn't it, sir?
I was a commissioned officer, Wilson, and I served in France during the whole of 1919.
Yes, but the war ended in 1918, I thought, sir.
Well, somebody had to clear up the mess.
Oh, yes, of course.
What were you during the war?
Mons, Gallipoli, Passchendaele. I was a sergeant in the RS.
Yeah, never mind that now. Yes, sir. In view of the grave danger of enemy parachutists landing in the home counties, it has been decided to form a force of local volunteers to guard certain strategic points. This force will be known as the Local Defence Volunteers. Yes, Miss King.
It's Anthony Eden, sir.
In person?
On the wireless. They say it's very important.
We want large numbers of such men in Great Britain who are British subjects between the ages of 17 and 65. 17 and 65. The name of the new force will be the Local Defence Volunteer. This name describes its duties in 3 words. Here then is the opportunity for which so many of you have been waiting. Your loyal help will make and keep our country safe.
Right. Let's go to it. Right, back to work, Miss King. Now, first thing we've got to do is set up an invasion committee.
Yes.
Mike,
Yes, sir?
whatever's the matter, boy?
I feel sick, sir, slicking all this paper.
Now listen to me. We 3 are the invasion committee. Now, the first thing to do is to appoint a properly appointed commander.
A what, sir?
Appoint a properly appointed commander. That's me. All right?
Thanks.
All right. You will be my second in command.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, sir. Thank you.
What next? Ah, yes. Means of conveying instructions and information to the public. An information officer will be appointed. Pike, that'll be you. The information officer will be supplied with a megaphone. Oh. Ah! Hold that, Wilson.
Yes, of course. All right, like that.
Yeah. You'll find that in times like these, improvisation is the keynote to success.
Well done, sir.
There's your megaphone, lad. Now, your first job is to jump on your bicycle and go round the town delivering this message. All local defence volunteers to report to the church hall at 6 o'clock tonight. Try that. Oh, come here, let me show you. All local defence volunteers to report to the church hall at 6 o'clock tonight.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, history repeats itself, Wilson. Times of peril always bring great men to the fore. Wellington, Churchill,
Al Jolson.
Al Jo...
There's a boy coming home on leave. There's a girl wants him home on leave.
The meeting was called for 6 o'clock. It's 20 past. Where is he?
I could have had time for a round of golf. Do you know that? I've just bought a new...
Excuse me.
Just one moment. Do you mind getting back? We're waiting for the appointed commander.
I am the appointed commander.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you are, sir. Tell me, did you get the enrollment forms?
No.
Well, hadn't they got any at the police station?
They wouldn't let me have them without putting in an application form.
Well, then why didn't you, sir?
They hadn't got any.
Oh, I see.
I got those, however.
Oh, good. But look here, these are paying in forms.
Oh,
sir.
don't keep putting obstacles in the way, Wilson. Get the first man
All
in.
right, hello. Right, would you mind stepping this way, please?
Wilson, come here, come here.
What's it?
I intend to mold those men out there into an aggressive fighting unit. I'm going to lead them, command them, inspire them to be ruthless killers. And I'm not going to get very far if you're going to invite them to step this way, am I? Quick march is the order.
Ah, there it is, sir. All right, quick march!
Not much point. I'm here already.
Too late.
Name,
James Fraser.
occupation.
I keep a philatelist shop.
How do you spell that?
S-H-O-P.
Very much.
Smart ass.
I imagine you've not had any previous army experience.
No, none at all.
No, we can usually tell, can't we, Sergeant?
Yes, we can, sir,
Once
yes.
a soldier, always a soldier.
Yes, of course.
I'm a sailor. Chief Petty Officer, Royal Navy. Retired.
Sign there.
Are you swearing?
I never said a word.
You army type. Aren't you taking swearing an oath of allegiance?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course we are. We're going to do that later. Wait outside.
Come, boys brigade, men.
Have to watch that man, Wilson.
Yes, sir, yes.
Bolts you lot, these jack tiles.
Yes, I quite agree with you.
Next man.
All right. All right, next man, please. All right, quick march. Yeah. All right. Halt.
How do you do? Howdy. Name?
Godfrey, Charles Godfrey.
Occupation?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm retired, but I was 25 years in the civil service.
Oh, really? Indian or British?
Civil service stores.
Any previous military experience?
Well, I was several years in the sports department, of course. That meant archery and air guns.
Yeah. Well, no doubt your knowledge in specialist fields will be of great use to us. Would you just sign that, would you?
Oh, I'd love to. Is that all?
For the moment.
Don't I get a receipt or something?
This is a fighting unit, not a dry cleaners.
Oh, shit.
Do that, would you, please? I'm sorry. Right turn. Quick march. And just veer round to the right.
This guy don't know direction.
Ladies and gents,
Name?
my card.
Joe Walker, wholesale supplier. I suppose you won't be with us very long. You'll be called up any day, I should think.
Oh, no, Gov, no. I'm, what's his name? Reserved occupation.
How do you make that out?
Well, I'm an wholesale supplier, aren't I? I mean, I supply essential supplies.
Any previous military experience?
I've got a girlfriend in the ATS.
Shit.
By the way, anytime you gents require anything, you know what I mean, just give us a tip, you know what I mean?
Thank you very much, yes, we'll bear it in mind.
Right turn, quick march.
Pardon?
Right turn, quick march.
Well, you might wait for the ink to dry.
Right. Oh, stand out. Ace. Evening, Mr. Manring. Evening, Mr. Wilson. You know me, don't you, sir?
Right, it's Mr. Jones, the butcher, from the High Street, isn't it?
That's right, sir.
Don't you think Mr. Jones is perhaps a little bit too old, sir?
Old? Who are you calling old?
Oh, no.
You give me a chance to get to those Jerry parachutists, I'll soon sort them out.
You see, Wilson, keenness that counts,
Yes,
not
of
age.
course.
That's a ticket, sir. I'm as keen as mustard.
Have you any previous military experience?
Now you're talking. I signed on as a drummer boy in 1884. Later, saw service in the Sudan. Fought the Fuzzy Wuzzies. Fuzzy Wuzzies, they were the boys. They come at you with a great long knife and zip you right open. I soon find out if you've got any guts or not. Them Fuzzy Wuzzies, they was the only one that could break the British square. Not like those Jerrys, they couldn't break the skin off a rice pudding. They don't like the cold steel, you see, sir. They don't like it up 'em, you see, sir. They don't like the...
Get him a chair, Wilson.
You sit down, they don't like it, you see. Thank you, sir.
That's all right.
I'm not as young as I was, sir. But that's not going to stop me being in there with the bayonets over the cold steel, sir.
No, quite
not
so.
going to stop
Quite
me,
so,
sir.
Mr. Jones, I think you've made your point.
Yes, sir.
Just sign that, would you, please?
Certainly, sir. Thank you, sir.
When did you leave the army?
1915, sir. I was invalided out, sir. The old minces, I couldn't quite make the focus, you see, sir.
Presumably that's why you've signed the table.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Oh, sir.
Yes.
There's a couple of pounds of steak there, sir. Compliment to the house.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Oh, by the way, sir, what about my stripe?
Your stripe?
I was in Lance Corporal for 14 years. Can I keep it?
No, Jones, I'm afraid you can't.
Well, in that case, I'll keep the steak, I think.
Let's not be too hasty about this. We shall be needing NCOs, you know, Wilson.
Yes, of course we will, sir, yes.
Yes, and I've no doubt that Mr. Jones's previous military experience could stand us in very good stead. Right, that's all. Lance Corporal Jones.
Thank you, sir. You're a gentleman. Well, TTFN, about that. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Can I do you now, sir?
Yes, very good. Very funny, sir. Awfully good.
Oh, we'll share this later, shall we?
Yeah, right.
Now, very quick. Right, who's in charge here?
I am. Why?
Right, we'll get this all cleared out at once.
What?
Come on, get these blokes out of here.
Are you out of your mind? You realise that history's taking place in there?
In 5 minutes' time, an ARP lecture is taking place in this hall.
I am trying to enroll men for the LDV, and if you're not very careful, I shall requisition this hall for military purposes.
You're too late, mate. It's already been requisitioned for the civil defence for my purposes. So get this lot out, so I can carry on with my lecture.
Are you asking the army to retreat?
Why not? You've had plenty of practice lately. That's right. Look, gents, we don't want to get excited, do we? I mean, I've got my job to do, and you've got yours. If you want to carry on here in this office, well, it won't bother me. But get this other lot out, quick, sharp. Go. Blimey, pulled it in all, but come on.
Oh, so what are we going to do, sir? We've only enrolled 4 so far.
Well, we'll just have to dispense with the formalities. Get them all in here.
All right. Yeah.
Right,
Come on.
At the double.
Inside here. All of you. Come on.
All right,
Come on now. Gather round. Quickly, please. We all in.
Hold up.
Now, men, you've answered your country's call today. We're all here to defend our homes and our loved ones. And I know that you will not shirk that duty. We've no guns. We are naked. But we have one invaluable weapon in our armory: ingenuity and improvisation.
That's 2.
I want you all to go to your homes, gather what weapons you can, and come back here in an hour's time. From tonight, whatever the odds, we Englishmen, we British, we here are going to be able to say, come on, Jerry, we're waiting for you. Don't forget to get masked. That's all. Dismissed. Thank you, sir.
That's really very nice. Close. Interesting character so far.
Squad, attention! Try and get it right. Squad, stand at ease. Attention! All right, sir. The men are all ready for your inspection.
Very smart, Corporal. What's that supposed to be, boy?
Well, you said if you hadn't got anything else, we'd tie a carving knife to a broom handle.
I didn't say keep the brush on the end of it, you stupid boy.
Well, you should have said.
I don't want any insubordination. Take this man's name, Sergeant.
What's your name, lad?
Well, you should know by now. You've been a friend of my mum since before I was born.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Well, see, it doesn't happen again.
Where did you get that gun?
Eh?
The gun, where did you get it?
Well, it belongs to my friend, actually.
I see. He's got a friend. A gun.
Yes, I can see that, sir, yes.
Well?
Yes, well.
I'm the officer.
Yes, sir, quite.
You're the sergeant.
Quite, yes, sir.
We ought to have that.
Yes.
You're asking for it.
Well, don't you think it would have more authority coming from you, sir?
No.
Right. Excuse me. Mr. Mannering would rather like to have your rifle.
Who would like to have it?
Captain Mannering.
But he can't have it.
Now, look here, Godfrey. Hand over that gun at once.
I don't see why I should.
Are you refusing to obey an order on active service? Realize we can have you shot for this.
That'll be a bit tricky since he's the only one with a gun.
Permission to speak, sir.
Permission granted, Corporal.
Why don't we take it in turns to have the gun, sir?
What an excellent idea. Draw up a rota. Put my name at the top. That's a very formidable-looking weapon.
Aye, a poor man with that, and then give him that.
You needn't have bothered to dress.
Well, as a matter of fact, it's my wife's birthday. You see, we're going out for a little dinner celebration. Do you think you're going to be long?
Well, that rather depends on Jerry, doesn't it? Not that we want to interfere with your social arrangements.
Well, that's perfectly all right. I would have asked you too, and we haven't really been introduced, have we?
No, we haven't, have we?
Well, we can soon arrange that. May I introduce Captain Mannering? I'm afraid I didn't quite catch your name.
Wilson! What do you think you're doing?
Well, I don't know. I just thought he might ask me, too.
Your wife's birthday today,
Yes.
is it? You got her a nice present, I suppose.
Well, in all this confusion, I just haven't had time.
Yeah, hang on a sec. Here, cop hold of that, will you, Taffy?
Taffy.
Anything there you fancy?
Nice.
There you are. Look, there's a nice little thing. 15 jewels, solid 18 carat, Swiss made, waterproof, shockproof. Can't get them anywhere these days. I'll tell you what, 10 quid and it's yours.
I see, it's extraordinarily generous of you. Thank you very much indeed.
Hustler.
So,
Thank you.
don't suppose I could interest you in anything, could I? Yeah. Thought not.
Lieutenant E! Stand easy. Splendid turnout, men. Splendid. If in 1 hour we can achieve this formidable fighting potential, think what we could do with a week's training. Now, I've got some good news for you. GHQ are rushing our weapons and uniforms down here at once.
Oh, that's good, sir.
Maybe here any moment. Meanwhile, time is not on our side. The enemy may strike tonight. So, we must learn how to deal with it. Now, squat down on the floor. At the double. How can they squat at the double?
Right, Dad. There you go, then. Right. Come on.
Now, Sergeant Wilson has very kindly drawn this representation of a German tank for us. And I want you to observe the following points. Heavy armor in the front here, usually 4-inch plating. 40, 50 or 60 millimeter repeating cannon here. Heavy machine guns here and here. Light machine guns here, here, and here. High pressure flamethrower here in the front. And I'm told on very good authority, 2 hand grenade throwers.
Cool.
A very formidable opponent indeed. But we're going to tackle it. The question is, how? Now,
How about some sugar, sir?
sugar?
Yes.
How would you use it?
Well, you stick it in the petrol tank, and the engine fizzles out.
Yeah, that's right, sir. I read about that somewhere.
Yeah.
That's right.
That sounds a very good idea, doesn't it, you, Sergeant?
Indeed. Shall I put in an application for an extra sugar ration, sir?
Yes, we can try it once. If it doesn't work, we'll put the rest in our tea.
How about some spuds?
Spuds?
Yes. You stuff one up the exhaust pipe, and that fails the gases from coming out the engine, and the engine stops.
Yeah, that's right, and all, isn't it?
I see.
It is, yeah.
Unfortunately, Corporal, these Nazi tanks are equipped with very long, thin exhaust outlets.
Well, we could use long, thin spuds. Charlotte's Beauty, sir.
King
They're long
Edwards.
and thin.
King Edwards,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
What about a carrot? That's got thin end, isn't it?
Yes, yes, do that.
If that doesn't work, can we have some chips?
Well, now, your suggestions have stimulated a very lively discussion, but I think for today we'll concentrate on my methods. Now, here are the weapons. Blanket, tin of petrol, crowbar, petrol bombs, and a box of matches. Now, this is the procedure. First of all, we take cover, concealing ourselves from the tank.
Here, here.
We hear the tank coming, and as it draws level, the first man soaks the blanket in petrol, breaks cover, and rushes towards the tank. Now, we're going to need a tough commander-like boy for this. Pike, you. The second man will then light the matches, rush to the blanket, and set fire to it.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Can
Yes?
I volunteer for that, sir?
Oh, very well, Corporal.
Thank you, sir.
Do you think that's wise?
All clear so far? Yeah. Fraser, you will prise open the lid of the tank with the crowbar. Walker will have a bomb in each hand, which will be ignited by Corporal Jones, and they will be pushed into the aperture. Any questions?
Yes, sir. What are you going to be doing?
I shall be observing from behind cover and deciding whether or not to send in a second wave. Now, you must understand that the most important part of the whole operation is the decoy. It is essential that one man draws the attention and the fire of the tank gunners to him and away from us. You better be the decoy. Braceful. You. Right, let's try it by number.
Oh, shit.
Go get your weapon. Right, decoy, over here. You work over here in this corner. That's it. There we are. Godfrey? Godfrey, you're in charge of the tank, over at the other end of the room. There we are. Now, Sergeant Wilson with the whistle when we're ready to go.
Hey, Sarge, can I put the petrol on my blanket now?
Oh, of course not, boy, of course not. This is a dummy run, for heaven's sake.
All right, stand by.
All right.
Start them off, Sergeant. Right, up you go.
I say.
Oh, that's no good. Look, it's angry. Draw that fire. Go on, do it again.
I say, you fascist beasts.
Where's the blanket?
Sorry, sir, I didn't hear him coming.
Come on in. Oh. Start again. Start again.
This ain't going
And
smooth.
this time make a noise like a tank.
All right, stand by.
I say, you fascist beasts.
Thank you. Right, sit right in, Corporal. Come on.
Sergeant, I'll get the matches to light, sir. Wait a minute.
Start again.
Here we are, sir.
Pike, take charge of the matches this time.
All right, sir.
Well, I'll have the blanket, sir.
All right, Corporal. Here.
All right, stand by. Right, off you go.
We are going to hang out watching on the sea line.
It's your bedtime.
I can't come now, Mum.
Yes, dear, well, you'll just have to blow it up tomorrow. Oh, I'm surprised at you. After all, you know what time he goes to bed. Go along, Frank.
Yes, go along, Frank, go along.
Busting his flavor.
Will you be round later, Arthur, for your usual?
Maybe. Later. All right, fall in, Suzy. Come on.
He hitting that.
Lorry from GHQ, sir.
Ah, this is it, men. Our weapons and uniforms are
Captain Mannering, sir.
Yes, come along. I think I know what you've come for.
Just signed there, sir.
Yes. Sergeant, fall the men in outside to help unload.
Oh, I don't think that'll be necessary, sir.
What?
Here are your uniforms and your weapons.
Thank you very much.
That's it?
Thank you, sir.
Good Lord, it's Pepper.
Pepper?
Pepper. Enemy. We're throwing in the face of. 5 feet.
Well, perhaps not quite what we'd expected, but every weapon in our armory is another nail in the enemy's coffin. Hand out the armbands, Corporal.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Sergeant, dish out the paper.
All right, very well. All right, take one of these. Each one. Thank you, sir. There you are. Well, one for you, Major.
And take it with you wherever you go, men. If you see any parachutists, let them have it.
That and the cold steel, sir.
That's the spirit, Corporal. Well, we're making progress. A short time ago, we were just an undisciplined mob. Now we can deal with tanks. We can kill with our pikes. We can make them all sneeze with our pepper. And after all, even the Hun is a very poor fighter with his head buried in a handkerchief. But remember, men, we have one invaluable weapon on our side. We have an unbreakable spirit to win. A bulldog tenacity that will help us to hang on while there's breath left in our bodies. You don't get that with Gestapos and jackboots. You get that by being British. So come on, Adolf. We're ready for you.
Peppered them to death. Look at I like this guy. He's funny. That guy's funny too. They're all pretty funny. That's really it. Alrighty. Ladies and gents, thank you. We gotta talk about it. Ladies and gents, so we just wrapped up the first episode, and there is a lot to take in because there is a crap ton of characters on this show. So I'm not even going to begin to attempt to know everybody's name off the jump. But the Captain Maywaring, I'm sorry, probably saying that one wrong. Pike and Wilson seem to be some of the interesting characters, and the first guy that came in behind when Wilson and the captain were talking about, you know, not saying to, like, he wanted them to say to march on instead of what he was initially saying. I thought that guy was hilarious because there was a good scene there when he was saying what kind of shop he had. And then the captain is like, how do you spell it? And he's like, SHOP. So there's a lot to take. Again, we go on the record, history, you know, wartime shows or you know, movies or anything of that relation is not my strong suit. So this is completely 100% out of my comfort. So I'm going to be hearing names, might even be hearing potentially events that we might not quite know every little detail in. Yes, it makes me sound stupid, but it's vulnerable, but we're outside our comfort zone, and the only way to learn something or just have fun with is just exploring and trying something out of your comfort zone. So I definitely think that in the short time, in one episode, they shoved in a lot of characters to try to establish them very, very quickly. So we'll see how it turns out. I definitely think there is a great group of cast here where they seem very funny. I love the megaphone scene when, you know, when the captain was like, he's got to improvise. Captain's got a great voice for speeches, and I feel like to kind of boost that morale there. So that I think the only thing this episode was missing was salt to the pepper, but I guess they're going to pepper them out because you're like waiting to see like what kind of uniforms, you know, they're going to get, since these are all volunteers that tend to seem to be, you know, I don't want to call them all old or anything like that, but they're not as young, maybe minus Pike and Pike. Most of them is old, you know, older. So not the youngest, you know, volunteers, but yeah, I think where they don't have the youth, man, they got the spirit tenfold, man. Just seeing the types of weaponry that they were making in there. My man's had the broom. One relationship I want to see a little bit more, it has got me interested right now, is when Pike was talking with Wilson, essentially saying that, yeah, you know my mom quite well, man. So you could see a little bit there where his mom came in there. That reminds me, that type of scene there just kind of reminds me of any time your parents had came to school to pick you up. I remember, it's a little off topic, but I transferred to go to a different school in about 7th grade, and on the very first day of this new school, I went to go like register, and they put me in that same day, and you know, I was completely unprepared and unready for school and shit. So I'm put in this 7th grade class, and maybe not 5 minutes later, my mom pops into the class like, "Hey son, here's $10 for some food." Busting my flare, I got so freaking red. So when I see Pike interacting with his mom there, and he's got to go home because it's past his curfew, because Wilson knows it's past his bedtime, I thought that was cool. He's gonna come later. Probably bad choice of words there, but even the introduction was different too, because you normally going into credits off the jump, but yeah, it had a different opening. which was cool to see. Is different. Definitely haven't really seen stuff like that in shows, at least ones that we've really watched on the channel. They saw a different opening. Definitely trying to establish a lot of characters. I definitely found some of them more funny than others. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed the episode. I definitely think there was some good laughs when they were in that room, like that hall, and they were practicing, how to take down a tank and stuff like that. I thought that was great. Again, the way the captain is talking and he's pointing his sticker, "Oh, we got this, that, that." I think he's going to be one of my favorite characters. I think his name was, his real name was Arthur Lowe. Sorry again if we say it wrong. Again, a shit ton of characters to learn. That is not my specialty, but my interest is peaked for a guy that's not really into like watching a lot of the drama. Obviously, we've watched Goodnight Sweetheart, so we kind of got our foot wet into something we're not too comfortable in. So I was like, you know what, the show has been recommended. It kind of has an army, war kind of theme. And I was like, maybe I'll learn a little bit more. Maybe it'll continue to get me more interested in learning some more history and stuff. But yeah, again, not my strength. So I feel, again, it's embarrassing saying this out loud. I feel stupid just saying it, but hey, we'll keep it real with you guys, and hopefully we don't get chopped up too much in the comments and stuff. But if it does happen, it is what it is. But yeah, definitely, I want to see more. Yeah, that tank scene when they replace the guy and he's like tackling him, I'm enjoying the humor. So some things that I feel like if they're saying like crazy amount of names, I don't know if I'm gonna pick up a lot on the names, but with the lines that were delivered, I definitely found a lot of them to be funny. So I definitely want to see more. I just want to say thank you all for suggestion. There was a ton of people telling me to be checking out Dad's Army. So the list is too long, but I just know that I appreciate all your suggestions. So diving out of the comfort zone, and yeah, hopefully we'll see some more. And again, this is probably our first really I don't know if all the episodes are black and white, but this is our first black and white TV show. Maybe since I was like a little kid, seeing a show in black and white. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like I'm missing out on the details and stuff. Oh, you know who I thought was also a cool character? I'm going to just call him like the hustler character, the guy that had the cell. He had the watches and shit for 10 pounds. Yeah, the other guy that was next to him, the one that was going to go out with his wife, when they called his name, like you're in school, you don't want to be called, you're looking back to see who's the guy, and then you realize it's you that was being called. His facial expression in that moment, man, was great. So that's another cool character I think is going to be interesting to see, because, yeah, he had prior engagements. And, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Definitely funny episode. It's gonna take me a shit ton of time to get a handle of some of these characters and to get even more warmed up to the characters. But I definitely think it was a good first episode. So we'll continue. We'll try it out. We'll see how things go. Fill me in on any deets, things that I might not understand. Go ahead. We read all the comments. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out. We'll see you on the next one. Peace and love.